Hello, I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking a look at the first book in the Road Between the Worlds collection of 3 novels, and as you can see this is pretty thin, so this won't take too long for you folks. It's called The Wrecks of Time. I picked up this collection when I was doing a deep dive in Michael Moorcock, who was my favorite author in high school, after I encountered his Hawk Moon stuff at the 4-book quartology that I've already reviewed for you folks, and after R.A. Salvatore's A Straight Steward and stuff that I love so much in junior high, in the first year of high school. And then I encountered Michael Moorcock, and he became a hero writer for my last 3 years of high school, and I did a deep dive into his stuff. And I remember reading this collection when I was in high school, but I remember liking it, but I don't remember a bit here and there, but I don't remember it that much. So I've gone back and rereading this stuff now for this channel. For you folks, and we're doing a deeper dive into some of these things for you folks. This ends on page 116, but it begins on page 5. So this is only 111 pages long. It didn't take that long for me to read it. I knocked it out in 4 days. I skipped a day because we were doing check-in at my residence hall, and that was obviously a long 12-hour long day. So that was in between the first. I read 45 pages the first day, 47 pages the second day, and 27 pages the last day to finish it out. Last night for the second time for you folks. The Wrecks of Time. It's a science fiction novel. It's not a fantasy stuff, which most of his Eternal Champion stuff is known for. And there are some other science fiction novels here and there that we've read. 2 more that I've already read for you folks. This one is in the Eternal Champion collection, so I'll link you to it below. But it really doesn't feel like an Eternal Champion story, like there was a sci-fi one that did. Like this, the key character was certainly an Eternal Champion. This one doesn't fit the bill. He's not like a warrior fighting the battles between law and chaos on all these various planes. Although he's certainly trying to save multiple Earths in a parallel Earth story. He starts on Earth 3. We'll find out in the first couple of chapters he's from Earth 1, and that there are these dark powers that are destroying parallel Earths. And so he's trying to save them. He'll come across a couple of new enemies on Earth 3 in the early parts, first couple of chapters of this novel, and we'll learn more about his characters, the fight that they're fighting, and so forth in the first few chapters. But that's what he's doing. He's trying to save multiple parallel Earths, and from this enemy that he does not know or understand, or why they would be doing this thing, destroying these Earths, and thus destroying all the inhabitants that are on these Earths and so forth. So we'll do a deep dive into that. So he's the leader of this group, so he certainly is in that thing, but he's not really a warrior in the sense of the Eternal Champion, like an Elric of Melnibity, who was the big hit from this. His first novel was in 1965. It was called Stormbringer by Michael Moorcock, and he's probably the most popular one. He was the big hit, and his sword Stormbringer are also big parts of pop culture in the 60s and 70s, and are still known among fantasy fans to this day. This story and its multiversal law versus chaos concept is the first multiverse battle between multiple planes of existence and multiple parts and so forth. And he even created the word multiverse. So this is definitely influential modern stuff for you folks. I did like going back and rereading it. It was fun. It was fast. It was interesting. But again, it's not the best thing I've ever read ever. I'm probably more like a 7. I've given some of his previous novels in this collection 8s. 1 and 8.5. This really feels more like a 7. It's fine. It's interesting. It's fun. It's fast. You can definitely read it in one day if you just sat down and gave it a few hours. But an hour a day, 3 hours. You could probably blow through it pretty quickly in 40 minutes a day, 40 pages a day rather, and to just write and then do it in 3 days instead of 4, pushing back a day because of work. But you can definitely read this fast, and that's one of the reasons why I like going back and reading some of these older things that I read when I was in high school and liked as a part of this channel, because this channel cares about the worst thing about new books. That's where its title comes from. And that's a quote by Jacques Joubert, who was a French philosopher who lived in the 19th century, and he said that the worst thing about new books was that they kept us from reading old books. And so an older book here that was published decades ago in the science fiction genre, in a heavily influential thing like this, is very, very important for this channel. That's where I get sort of my channel's love for this thing for you folks. This stuff is, like I said, heavily influential. The law versus chaos, the multiversal combats, that modern, fantasies, science fictions, comic book, movies, and that sort of thing are all taking from. took from this. This is the start of all of that, right? So again, I like going back and reading these older things and so forth. And I also like reading things that I've read when I was in high school and liked them, but right, what do I think about them now that I'm in my mid-40s, right? I think there's value in that too. So I've done that with a lot of things. So there you are. That is The Wrecks of Time by Michael Moorcock. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Do you agree or disagree with my rating? If so, let's talk about the comments below. If you enjoyed this, let's why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more to follow. And then finally, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling and I appreciate it. So thanks again and have an amazing day.